Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now before we go ahead and jump into the topic of today's video, I just want to say thank you so much for the love that you guys showed on the Osmium Ordnance video that I made. I think it was last week. But the funny thing is that video was made, completely played, edited, everything on my Steam Deck, which thankfully I don't have to do anymore. Because I did go ahead and buy like a cheap PC, which I now have. Thank God for that, because editing and playing on a Steam Deck fucking sucked, but I do love the Steam Deck nonetheless. And I also did want to address some things that I saw on my Twitter. Is a lot of people that saying like, oh, your loadout changes every video, things like that. It's because I trade a lot in TF2, I don't have hats for very long, but the one that you see in this video, which is the Scorching Flames Brown Bomber, this has been a hat that I wanted to obtain for a really long time, so it'll probably stay in my inventory forever. But let's go ahead and jump into the topic at hand, which is for today's video, which is of course the summer update 2024. Man, I've waited so long for this update, and it's finally here. And along with it, of course, we have 10 new maps, which I've played on a good few of them, but not all of them. But I've heard that they are absolutely fantastic. But there is the one I played on Applejack, and there's another one that has a helicopter on it, which is absolutely unheard of for TF2. I've never seen these types of maps before. Obviously, there is quite a few glitches on these maps and stuff like that, but that is expected when new maps come out. And then there's the 4 new community taunts, which I'll show on screen here. The Canet, the Cremator's Condolences, the Straight Shooter Tutor, and my personal favorite one, the Unleashed Rage. Because we've never really had a taunt to show anger, but these aren't like emotes, these are actual taunts, which I find awesome. And I really want to get an unusual Unleashed Rage taunt. But along with that, of course, there's the new crate as well, which I'm not going to go through every single hat that's on there. But there is a few absolutely crazy hats. But the one thing that kind of let me down is that Valve didn't add an unusual misc, which I hoped that they would do this summer, but I can understand how they wouldn't want to or wouldn't do that, but I was kind of hoping they would. But the unusual effects that they did add in this update are very nice, especially the ones that are like a mohawk for burning scorching, and then there's one that has purple flames as well. And as much as I don't like having as many unusual effects in the game, some of these are great. Like, some of these are just absolutely fantastic. But don't get me wrong, there's the fair share of crappy effects as well, especially in this update. But I'm one of those people that I really only tend to get effects that are either the OG ones, like the Halloween effects, and then of course the 1st gen, 2nd gen, 3rd gen. I don't really tend to stray away from those. Apart from one time I did have a 6th Sense unusual, and that was the only really summer or winter. I can't remember if it's that winter or summer, but that was the only one that wasn't from those series that I had. And then there is a bunch of new unusual taunt effects that it would take me ages to go through them all. But once again, there's some good ones, there's some bad ones as well. But I can imagine that the unusual fire for the Unleashed Rage taunt, that's gonna be pretty goddamn expensive. Now, to finalize the video, do I think that it's a good update? I think yes. I think that it's a great update for TF2. It's the first one that we've had in a while. Although it's very difficult to tell right now the amount of players that are real players or bots or whatever. But I've been playing casual now since the whole bot wave ban thing happened. And I'm pleased to say that there's been no bots. There's been some cheaters, but the report system in TF2 is finally working again. Which is insane. It hasn't worked for like 10 years. I've been playing this game for so long, and I've never had the notification to be like, oh, one of the players that you reported has been banned, thank you, blah blah blah. I've never had that before. And they've also, since that update came out, they've done 2 patches. They did one on the same day and one on the 19th, which is just fantastic. We're getting the attention that we deserve. But the one thing that I don't like about this update is that my badges have not been added yet, both from Osmium Ordnance and the one from the MVM tour before that. I've been waiting like a month and a half to get these badges. There has been an empty loadout slot in my loadout waiting for those badges to arrive, and still nothing. But that is the only downside that I foresee for this update, apart from the inclusion of new unusual effects and all that, which will probably affect the market, but I haven't really seen it. I haven't let it do its thing yet, and I haven't checked out any of the hats or unusual effects or anything like that just yet, but that's kind of what I foresee happening. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you all really enjoy this update. Get on TF2, play these limited time modes, open some cases, And speaking of that, I do plan to do a case opening pretty soon because I did get a lot of views on that Osmium Ordnance video, and I do want to do a little celebration for that. So thank you all so much for your support on that video, and with that, stay safe and stay hydrated.